Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podcats, a crash course in modern adulting. So, just a brief intro. Podcats is a 6 episode podcast series that will focus on how it is to be an adult in the modern world, from things such as college, career, relationships, to taxes, and health insurance. And it is brought to you by 5 grade 12 students from Pisay CLC. We hope that this series helps young adults like us who have absolutely no idea how to be a modern adult. This episode is about living independently. Our guest for today is the sister of one of our podcast crew, specifically yours truly. She graduated from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, with a degree of BS Computer Engineering and went off to Japan right after graduating. Because why not, right? She's currently living in Kanagawa, Japan, and she has already stayed there for 2 years. Everyone, please welcome our guest for today, our Miss Independent, Chynna Fianza.
Hello
Hi.
po.
Hello po.
Hello po.
Hello po.
Okay, now alam na nila kung paano i-pronounce ang name
China.
mo. Yung China. What? Di mo ba ako narinig kanina?
Joke
Ulit.
lang.
Okay, joke lang. Okay, for our first question, nakakatakot ba or was it scary when you first live far away from us, from your family?
No, it wasn't scary. Before I went to Japan, I actually stayed for about 3 months near the place where we studied Japanese. That was in Quezon City. So every
Mm.
week I would only go home every weekend. So I think it was actually scarier staying in Quezon City than staying here in Japan.
What? Why? Why? I mean,
So the fear is not actually being away from your family. It's more of the place, because you know how Philippines is, and
ah,
well, Japan is one of the safest places in the world. So no, it wasn't really scary for me. And with how things are right now, like we're in a digital era, your family is
mm.
just basically one call away. So you won't really feel that alone. And here in our workplace, we have around, probably right now, we have around 40 Filipinos, and the ages are not far from each of our ages naman. So we get along pretty well. So it's not really that I felt that I'm going to be really alone, because there are fellow comrades.
Yes. So, 14 Filipinos, was that in company or neighborhood or what? They're in
40,
Japan.
for around 40 in our company. Yeah.
Wait, 440?
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Wait,
we're around
4.
40. Last year, we're around
Wow.
30, but now there were new employees, so I think it's already around 40. Yeah.
Okay, daming Filipino rin pala diyan 'no,
Yeah,
company. Mm.
yeah. Parang, actually, yung batch namin sa UP, a lot are
Mhm.
working here in our company, but some are in the Philippines branch.
Okay, so eto lang. So clear ko lang na when you live in Japan, you didn't feel scared but rather you feel more I mean, it's more scary living in Quezon City, away from family than in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So, I think question, does it get better or easier as you live there in Quezon City? I mean, as you,
City.
like, yung nag-progress yung 3 months, okay ka na ba? Does it get easier or ganun?
Actually, no. I don't know. In Quezon City, I'd always feel scared
Mm-hmm.
once it gets dark. There was a time I was already inside the condo, but then our floor nasira ata yung light. So, the whole corridor, I had to
Ooh.
walk na walang ilaw. And I was so scared someone would jump out and like drag me to a room or something.
Scary nga.
But here in Japan, I'd overtime until 10 p.m. walk alone. But
What?
it's okay. I don't feel scared at all. I feel safe. Ganon.
So ano po 'no, parang dependent talaga sa place?
Yes. Yes. And if you're comfortable with that. I mean, some people are not scared naman sa Quezon City. But then, ako kasi I'm not used to walking na merong mga nakatambay sa labas, gano'n. So, sa Quezon City, from yung school where I studied Japanese to the condo where I stayed at, sometimes there are places na magpa-pass through sa may ano, may mga nakatambay sa labas, gano'n. So, it was a bit scary for me.
Okay, moving on to our next question. Perspective natin is sa Japan. So, dahil nandyan ka na sa Japan, you have your newfound freedom. Well, how was it that your freedom? Was it scary or okay lang or something? How did you handle that newfound freedom?
Freedom. I don't think I was that restricted naman in the Philippines. But then, to a certain extent, I guess, yeah, mas naging free ako dito. Uh, One of the examples siguro is when I was in college, although drinking parties are quite popular pag college, I didn't participate in any. But here, we have this called nomikai. It's literally drinking party. It means that. Because
Drinking part.
yeah, yeah. So I do go there with my coworkers, and I just tell my mom, "Oh, I'll be out. I'll have nomikai with my coworkers, with my friends or something." And it's not really payag ako or hindi. It's more of just me notifying my mom that I would be out.
In conclusion, well, wala rin namang pinagkaiba masyado, pero more of ano siya, paano ba?
Well, I guess because I'm not under the roof now with my parents, and I'm not a minor anymore, and I also have my own money to spend. So I have freedom in deciding what I want to do with my money, with my time. So I think yung difference talaga is you'll just be notifying your parents kapag you're living independently na. Pero once you're while you're still under their roof, you'd be asking for their permission.
Well, newfound freedom ha, kamusta naman ang ating mga Redwooder diyan? Kung may gusto ba kayong sabihin, ay asin ako dun pero, mamaya na yan.
Uy,
Kaya
kasi minor pa naman tayo, so like concerned pa rin yung
oo
parents
nga, tama
madalas.
naman.
Tsaka yung mga landlady na kasama natin o kaya mga yaya gano'n, concerned pa rin.
Compared to ano, yung freedom mo nung elementary and freedom mo nung Redwood, mas maano siya, mas mataas yung freedom mo nung nag-Redwood, pero restricted pa rin, 'di ba? Not that yung
Mm.
pinaka-freedom talaga.
Parang
Okay.
freedom with reservations gano'n.
Grabe. With reservations.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our next
While you're still minors, it's really important to ask for your parents' permissions or at least notify them.
mm, notify after na magawa.
Yeah, ganun ka eh.
Ah, ganun ako?
Nako,
No, no,
Jarod, nako.
alam ko kayo nga.
Naku, Jarod, naku.
I mean, alam nyo. Okay, moving on. Bala kayo dyan. Okay, how difficult was it when you first moved there in Japan? Did you get homesick? Gusto mo nang mag-book agad ng ticket papunta dito sa Pinas kaagad? Ganun. Ganung homesick ba? Or did
Hmm.
you even get homesick?
For the actually, yung first flight ko here to Japan was days before my birthday. So I spent my birthday here alone because I didn't feel like, well, some of my friends went out that day and they were inviting me, but I didn't go out because I was kind of sad because it was probably just 3 days away from my birthday when we flew here. So I didn't feel like celebrating, ganon. And then after that, it was okay for like probably 3 months. I didn't feel homesick, ganyan. Pero nung December, kasi it was our first Christmas away from our family. We had our Christmas party and then someone cried and then everyone started crying. Yeah. Then after that, probably a few months na medyo homesick because that was a time then na it was difficult for me sa work kasi we were starting to learn stuff yeah. And I was thinking na if I was in the Philippines, this stuff would be easier kasi there would be no language barrier. Pero yeah, so it was a combination of everything that made me feel homesick, not just yung missing my family. It was also missing the language, well, Filipino and English.
Mm.
And yeah, probably everyone misses yung getting food from your mom, not preparing your own food. Yeah.
May demand question daw. Naitanong ko sa'yo. Na-miss mo raw ba ako noon? Hindi.
Ikaw? Ikaw yung laging wala sa bahay, even before I
Oh
went to Japan.
no.
Well, of course, I miss everyone naman sa family. Pero hindi ko rin na-miss
Kilala kong
'to.
sino yun.
Oh
Kilala
my
kong sino
God.
yun. Kilala kong sino yung
Naku.
na-miss mo.
Oh,
It's our bird, Twitter.
Sino? Yes,
Matik.
yeah. Siya yung pinaka-na-miss ko talaga. Ikaw, lagi ka naman nawala,
Oh,
nauna ka pa sa'kin umalis sa
oo nga.
bahay.
Grabe yun. So, in conclusion, so being homesick, mahirap.
Pero alam ko na-miss mo ako.
Ay, totoo.
Kasi when I went back for the first time, parang you were teary-eyed eh.
No, alam ko na naiyak ako nung yung paalis ka na. Sabi ko kasi sino magtuturo sa akin sa math. Oh.
Gano'n.
Wow.
Yes. Buti na lang nandyan si Ayen.
Wow. Si Perin din.
Yes.
Hi, Perin.
Oh, yun. Isa pala.
wow, ayan,
Yes.
matutor.
Tagabuhat ko yan sa STR. Thank
Ay.
you.
No, wag na natin pag-usapan yung STR. Okay, STR is research namin. Yun yung pangalan ng research namin.
I see. Yung lamok mo.
Oh no.
Yes po, vote po yung lamok sa UPL Games. Pinapasabi po
Uy,
ni Jarod.
hindi pa alam kung ano doon Free advertisement ba
Free
to sa podcast
advertisement.
na?
Thank you po sa listeners.
Okay. So, next question na natin.
Okay.
Ano ba yung difference between living away from family and living with your family? So, ano bang pinagkaiba nung naninirahan ka sa tahanan with your family and dyan sa Japan?
Well, the first thing is when you get back from work or in your case from school, no one would be welcoming you, I guess. And that's kind of sad, right? Yeah. Parang you just see those stuff from movies like they're going back from their work or what kung saan man and then the lights are dark or turned off. Pero kung you're living with your family, probably when you get back kahit late ka nang nakauwi, probably bukas ang ilaw tapos papagalitan ka pa, 'di ba? Kasi ba't late ka na umuwi? Gano'n. And, well, kung you're living away from your family na you have your own work, you'll be handling your money matters on your own. So, 'yun yung isang different din. So, that means you'll be the one deciding when to do your grocery, what to buy, how much are you going to buy, gano'n. and even other stuff na you want to buy din na not related sa grocery or whatever.
Grabe. Parang ang lungkot palang. Huh.
Hindi naman. Parang with how it is now, parang with just one call, one click lang sa phone mo, you'll be seeing your of course, you won't be able to touch them physically.
Okay. So, what factors to consider when to live alone? Or, well, in terms of your experience and sa tingin mo sa ibang tao? Like, yung general populace ba, they should first consider yung money na ma-earn nila independently or family or work or ganun. Pwede mo sagutin to based on your experience or ayun nga, to general populace.
I think everything is related sa money. Like, lahat talaga. Probably yung hindi lang is yung family, like if okay lang sa'yo or okay lang sa family na you're going to live alone. Pero everything else is money. First is, how much are you going to earn? Yung salary mo ba will be enough to cover all of your expenses, like housing, yung mga bills mo, electricity, water, kung you have data pa, edi you're going to pay for that pa. Pero unlike kung you're living with your family, you won't have to think about yung sa housing na agad kasi it's free. And yun yung pinakamalaking sa lahat-lahat probably, yun yung pinakamalaki yung cost. Kasi sa Philippines, well, I'm not really sure pero probably 5K to 10K and that's just rent. Lower siguro if your bed spacing, but then you'll be sharing with a lot of people. Tapos, well, okay lang I think kapag school, kasi more or less you know the person. Pero if you're working, you'll be bed spacing with different people and it depends on you if okay lang sa'yo yun. Yung second din is yung safety and yung place. Well, that's related. Parang, are you okay sa isang condo? Like, kaya ba siya ng salary mo? That's more expensive, but the security is better because there are guards, probably may CCTV rin and stuff. Or mag-rent ka lang ba ng apartment or what else? Ano ba yung ibang types of housing sa Philippines? Well, housing, apartment different din yung quality or security sa apartment. There are apartments na
Depende rin yun sa lugar kung
yeah,
saan yung apartment.
yeah, probably kapag sa may well, pinakamahal siguro is yung condos siyempre. Tapos puwede ka ring mag-rent ng house, gano'n. So, yun na yun, safety and environment. Everything can be handled by money. Pati yung proximity niya sa work, it's still money. Kasi can you afford na magko-commute ka pa on top of renting a house? Kasi magko-cost pa rin yun sa'yo or dapat ba yung house mo super near siya sa work mo na you'll just have to walk, you won't need to spend anything for commute, right?
Mm. Paano ka diyan sa Japan? Like, ano yung kinonsider mo? Yung sa ano diyan? Kung saan ka maninirahan?
Kami here, if you're far from the office, you'll have the option to avail the dorm. So yung dorm, yeah, may dorm din kami rito. So yung dorm, super cheap siya compared sa apartments dito sa Japan. Probably yung apartments, kasi nasa suburban place ako. So probably 50,000 yen, that's around 25,000 pesos. Yung cost ng housing pa lang. Pero kung nandun ka pa sa Tokyo area, probably around 70 to 80,000 yen. So
Oh
divided
no.
by 2 yung price. So yung dorm namin dito subsidized siya by the company kaya super cheap siya.
Mm.
Probably kung walang dorm na option for our housing, I'd think twice kung kukunin ko yung opportunity na to work here. Tapos, well, we're super near from our company, probably 10 to 15 minutes na walk lang. So, wala nang expenses for commuting.
Ganda dyan. Okay, lipat na dyan. I mean, advertise natin the company.
May
Joke.
advertisement pala.
Okay, so next question is, what are the basic skills, yung mga must-have na basic skills na dapat malaman namin before living independently? Okay.
Hmm.
Kunwari, cooking, cleaning, ang tawag doon, washing clothes, or grocery shopping, budgeting, ganon.
Ah, ako, I didn't know a lot of those before going here. I didn't do those sa bahay. Probably yung alam ko lang talaga was washing the dishes, the plates. Yun
Mm.
yun lang talaga yung alam ko. Sa cooking, I think as Filipinos, we all like rice, or most of us.
Mm.
So rice, at
Siguro
least,
sa Japan, ganyan din.
yeah. Pero, well, I'm not sure if sa Philippines, which is more common, like cooking with rice cooker or cooking with caldero. Pero here, sa Japan, a lot of people are using rice cooker, so it's super easy. You just put the rice, you put the water, and then leave it there. So it's not really a problem. Pero with ulam, I didn't know how to cook. I only knew how to cook corned beef with patatas.
Eh, paano yung ano, yung pinakasikat na ano, scrambled egg?
Eh,
Yung mga patok na patok.
madali lang yun. That's super easy. You can even microwave scrambled egg. So let's not consider that as cooking anymore. Yeah, you can microwave eggs.
Okay, may natutunan tayo, microwave the eggs. Oh no. Hindi ko na alam.
Yep, I do that a lot here when I just want to eat eggs. Para I won't have to wash the pans. But put it sa plate and then put it sa microwave. Of course, just make sure na the plate is microwave safe.
Mm. Mamaya, ano mo dyan yung styrofoam.
Well, anyway, back to cooking. I learned cooking here. Tapos, I kind of realized na it wasn't that I don't know. I didn't know how to cook when I was in the Philippines, but it's just that I wasn't given the opportunity to cook. Kasi, yeah, my mom is always there. She's the one who always cooks. Tapos, if I help her, marami siyang bisitahin sa'kin. Like, even the way I'm cutting the stuff, she'd say na, "That's not how you do it." Ganyan, ganyan.
Masyadong malaki, liitan mo pa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Pero once I'm here, I learned na I did it on my ano, according to my own preferences. And yeah, eventually I tried out different recipes and stuff. So other stuff then, ironing, laundry, ganon. I learned it here na lang. I learned everything with Google.
Sa panahon ngayon, you're just one click away from Google. Pwede ka nang mag-live independently agad-agad.
Well, I think I used to always watch my mom doing those stuff like cooking, ironing clothes. Even though I don't do it, I learned it without putting it to practice, parang ganon. And then
Theoretical.
here, that's when I put everything to use, the knowledge and stuff. So, ano yung skill? I think yung skill is parang ano, self-study, gano'n. Yun yung skill na kailangan mo and common sense.
Common
Like,
sense.
for example, when you're cooking, if you're cooking something salty, you're not supposed to put sugar, right? Well, something like that. But, well, you have to think of the goal kasi parang you want to clean the clothes. What are the stuff that you need to do to clean the clothes? If you're going to laba na mano-mano,
Ay wait, naglalaba ka diyan ng mano-mano?
some clothes, yes. Yung mga parang delicate na if I put sa washing machine, hindi ako sure kung makaka-survive siya and I'd still be able to wear it, gano'n. Pero most of the clothes, I put it lang sa washing machine. So, wala naman masyadong problem.
Yung washing machine, binili mo yan or
No,
nasa company na dorm?
nasa dorm siya. Yung dorm namin here is just a room. walang source of water sa loob ng room. Pero first floor, we have the common facilities na shower room, the CR, and washing machines. We have 3 washing machines here. Pwede kaming magsabay-sabay maglaba.
Okay, then let's go na future career path. Joke lang. Okay. Next question is, do you set schedules kung kailan ka maglalaba, mag-grocery? Like, as a person living independently, maayos ba time management mo or something? Or you just go with the flow, ganun?
Well, not recently, parang ever since the pandemic started, parang I don't go out much naman because it's kinda dangerous. So, every week is just the same. So, I made a list. Cooking, laundry, gano'n. So, yeah, it's kinda a schedule. It's like a schedule. 'Cause every week I rearrange them parang, what's my priority for this weekend? Like, marami na ba akong labahan? Okay, lagay natin yung laundry sa taas, gano'n. Yung grocery, 'cause I don't want to go out much kasi nga COVID and all. Ginagawa ko lang siya once a week. Kapag papasok ako sa office, before ako umuwi, if I can make it before yung closing ng ano, nung store, pupunta na ako para hindi na ako lalabas ng weekend.
Wait, paano yung before pandemic? Like, talagang may timetable ka diyan?
Wala, parang I didn't have a timetable.
Wala rin.
Parang every week I do laundry naman. Tapos, I don't know, why did I make this timetable? Parang nothing's different much naman from before. Pero I think mas naging repetitive lang ngayon compared before. Kasi I would go out pa before like gala-gala. Pero ngayon wala talaga, as in wala.
Okay, that's reassuring din. Reassuring, 'di ba? Hindi mo kailangan ng timetable kapag living independently. Like, kung ano yung ginagawa mo nung ano. I mean, kasi ako kapag gumagawa ako ng requirements or mga projects, ang inaano ko is priority. Kung ano dapat yung unahin ko, yun yung unahin ko talaga. Like, walang timetable na
Yeah.
kung ito dapat gagawin ko. Like, so, pwede mo rin pala ma-apply, no?
It's hard to set up a timetable naman talaga for chores kasi it's just never going to be within your expectations. Sometimes I cook thinking na I'd be finished in 2 hours pero umabot ako ng 3 hours sometimes. So yeah, yung sineset ko lang talaga is priorities.
Wait, 3 hours cooking? Anong klase?
Oh, I cook a lot kasi on weekends tapos I put everything sa ref lang. Tapos that's my food for the whole week. Mga 2 to 3 ulam, tapos I put it sa freezer or sa ref depende kung how fast sila napapanis. Kasi it's a hassle to cook after work kasi you're already tired, you just want to eat, you don't wanna do anything anymore. So, I prepare those in advance ng weekend. Otherwise, I'd have to buy food. Okey lang naman buying food kasi it's kinda healthy pa rin naman here. Hindi siya gano'n kataas yung preservatives. Pero iba pa rin kasi yung warm food na fresh na ikaw talaga nagluto.
I mean, fresh pa ba yan na pini-reheat mo na?
No, hindi siya reheated. Parang I just I just put, well, yeah, it's not that fresh anymore, pero it's not reheated many times. Parang I just get a portion and that's what I will just reheat. Well, in a sense kasi parang yung sa ano kasi, yung mga mabibili mo, it's never going to be fresh, right?
Na, sabagay.
So, compared to that, I think mas fresh pa rin yung niluluto ko. At least I'm sure na they're just a few days na nasa ref.
Oo. Hindi katulad yung sangkaterba na preservatives or something na nilagay nila. Okay, so moving on sa next question. How is your social life there? How do you form relationships? I don't know kung tama ba yung term na yan. Now that the people surrounding you are all foreigners and yun, kaunti lang ang mga Filipino.
Hmm, Well, we have nomikai nga, drinking parties. So, from that, we can talk and have fun with our coworkers, ganun. That's pre-pandemic. Kasi now, wala talaga. Walang social life. Feeling ko kahit halaman kakausapin ko at this point. Medyo mahirap siya kasi there's language barrier nga. Sometimes, kasi yung Japanese language, there's a polite way of talking and then there's casual. Tapos yung
Di ba
halaman,
parang Filipino,
no, it's really
gano'n?
different. No, it's really different from yung sa Filipino kasi you just put po and you're fine, you're already being polite. Pero here, it's really different. Like, I'll give an example. Like, yung form niya sobrang layo. Yung to see na verb, it's mimas.
Wait, what?
Mimas.
Ulit?
Mimas.
Nimas. Okay,
Mimas.
Nimas, okay.
Mimas. Pero yung polite form niya talaga, actually polite na yung mimas Yung really polite niya is goran.
Wow. That's 2 different word.
Tapos meron pang sobrang casual, gano'n. Tapos ako, yung natutunan ko is yung polite and yung very polite. Kasi yun yung madalas ginagamit sa office. So sometimes, I have this coworker who I think wants to be like close friends with me. But he would talk to me in casual Japanese and I would not understand sometimes. I'd have to Google translate it and stuff before I can reply. And then I would usually reply in a polite Japanese kasi I kinda know pero hindi ko siya master so baka magkamali ako ng masasabi. So, stick tayo sa may safe, gano'n. So, yun magre-reply ako sa kanya ng polite. So, feeling ko iniisip niya na I don't want to be friends with him or something kasi parang I'm keeping my distance. Pero I get along naman well with my coworkers and
May sinasabi sila dito, friend zone lang daw yung coworker. Hanggang friend zone.
friend zone lang siya. Mm.
Mm.
Buti na lang Japanese siya so hindi niya maintindihan. Pinag-usapan natin.
Is this the last question? Last question ata daw? Pinagpipiestahan nila ang mga ulam or food na pinost mo sa Instagram. Follow nyo raw si ate and like that.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask ba?
Sige, sure.
Are you guys looking forward to like living independently?
Okay. Oy, sino ang sasagot?
Anyone can answer. Oh. What are you looking forward to?
Parang yung own space, parang gano'n. Magkaroon ng own space. Kasi parang ever since bata, I was rooming with my sister tapos nung nag-resign naman, may mga ka-dorm kasama sa room. So, parang wala ka talagang sarili mong space to function. So, parang kinda looking forward to that.
Yeah. Having your own space is really nice. Yeah. I get
Yeah.
you. Pero it's also nice having your own space. Especially for introverts like me. I need my alone time to recharge. Ganun.
Ayen?
Medyo same din ako kay Karine kasi ever since bata ako, wala akong sarili kong space. And minsan gusto ko yung ako lang, ganun. Pero hindi yun pwede sa setup ngayon. So, looking forward to living independently. Ayun po.
Yeah.
Yeah, marami pa naman kami magkakapatid. So, lagi kaming together. Ayun.
Really nice yung yung mga scenes na you'll see sa Facebook or Instagram, yung it's raining tapos you're just having hot chocolate. Yung mga ganun. Tapos you're just alone.
Opo, yeah. As an introvert din po, yes.
Yes.
Parang ang saya mag-look forward sa peace and quiet. Parang ikaw lang Pwede mong gawin kahit ano.
Yeah, after ilang months na nasa quarantine, sobrang gusto kong mangyari yun for me.
Gusto mo mapag-isa.
Gusto ko mag-isa.
I see.
Living independently. Actually, hindi ko pa napag-iisipan na yung living independently. Parang medyo ayoko eh.
I see.
Kasi, paano ba? Maraming benefits.
Well, yung
Mga unseen benefits na hindi mo na-realize
walang magluluto
ano,
for you.
yung
While having your own money stops any allowance. Parang I know some people who earn like mga 15,000 a month. Tapos, if you're going to compute how much yung, kunwari, well, assuming na they're living with their family, siguro may masisave sila. Pero what if they're living alone kasi malayo kunwari yung work from their house? 5K, that's minimum na agad sa housing. Tapos they have to buy their own food and stuff, ganyan-ganyan. So, may matitira ba? Yung, parang, if you're going to compare Philippines, especially sa Western countries, parang once they reach a certain age, they start moving out na, right? Pero sa Philippines, mas magtataka pa sila if you're living alone. And they assume na it's just na mga Filipinos are mga family man or family woman. Pero hindi eh, parang there's that, pero it's more of hindi kasi kaya nung salary na binibigay sa atin sa Philippines. Well, a lot of work sa Philippines, ganun.
kaya hindi makawalay sa mga
Yeah, kaya yung independence parang nababawasan ka ng options. Well, hindi ako nag-advertise na mag-work abroad. Saying how it is sa Philippines. Kasi I've talked with my batchmates din, ganun. Tapos, I know some of my batchmates, parang you'd think na pag computer engineer ka, you'll earn a lot, ganyan. Pero some of my batchmates had a starting salary of 20K. Parang hindi yun yung iniisip namin na starting salary for a computer engineer. Well, some lang naman, some of them, ganun.
Ayun, so ito na talaga. Last question.
Okay.
Madali lang to. How to maintain contact with with the special people in your life when you're moving away? Aww.
Yeah, communication. Kasi, yun nga, with Facebook and, well, Discord right now, ways to communicate now with your family. Unlike before, probably yung era ng mga parents natin na they have to write letters tapos wait for the next letter na next month pa darating. Tapos, there are other stuff din ngayon na you can do even when you're far away. Like, di ba sa Netflix, there's the teleparty or Netflix party. So, you can watch together na with them. So, you can bond din. Tapos, recently, because of the pandemic, meron ding mga online activities na you can do like visiting an online museum, ganun. So, you still have to allocate time for your special people. Kasi, it's kinda more difficult yung communication, not just because you're far away, pero you really have to focus on like talking to them lang. And like, siguro if you're at home, while you're doing your homework or whatever, you'd be talking to your parents or your family. Pero ako, I can't, for example, kasi nasa shared space yung kitchen namin, so I can't talk much there. So I can talk to my mom, my family, while I'm cooking. So hindi ko sila pwedeng i-multitask, ganun. So it's really, yeah, you have to allocate time.
May iba pa ba kayong tanong? Baka may iba kayong tanong.
May tanong po ako.
Yes?
Ano po yung something na you wish you knew bago po kayo nag-decide na tumira abroad?
I wish I knew. Hmm. Like ano? Like ano ba? Skill ba? Ganon?
Parang a piece of advice or like a piece of advice or skill or something na feel mo dapat before ka pa nag-decide, alam mo na 'yon, parang gano'n.
Hmm. I think ako kasi hin parang madali akong ma-wire sa habit sa mga everyday. So, minsan nahihirapan akong mag-explore on my own. So, I need someone to push me, gano'n. Tapos I knew na gano'n na ako before, pero mas na-feel ko na gano'n ako nung mag-isa na ako here sa Japan. Kasi there's no one to like drag me na, "Oh, let's go," or "Let's try this," ganyan, ganyan. Especially right now na pandemic. So, even when I go out, I'm usually alone lang. So, no one's here to like, push me to try new things. So, if you're going to live alone and you want to well, ako kasi even though I'm like this na yun nga madali akong ma-wire sa usual stuff, I want to explore new things. And I wanted to like change that, yung madali nga akong ma-wire this year, parang New Year's resolution, ganyan. Pero with the pandemic, goodbye na muna sa New Year's resolution. So, I think you should know yourself. Ano yung mga gusto mong baguhin sa sarili mo or you want to maintain. Tapos, maybe some of them you'd be able to fix or maintain once you're living independently. For example, you want to learn cooking, tapos you can't do that kasi nako-conscious ka sa sa sasabihin ng family mo. You'd be able to do that once you're alone, right? Kasi wala nang magju-judge sa cooking mo, gano'n. So, I think, yeah, iba-iba naman per person. So, I think you should write your goals. Ano yung mga gusto mong ma-achieve when you're living alone na. I didn't write any of those like goals and stuff kasi parang whirlwind lang after namin mag-graduate, hired agad tapos lipat na, gano'n. Yeah. And at your age, I wasn't thinking at all na I wanted to live independently. So, right now na nag-iisip na kayo ng ganyan, you should list na, you should think kung ano yung mga gusto niyong goals.
Wow, thank you po, thank you po.
Napaka-helpful na malaman yon. Kailangan magkaroon ka ng objective para
Para may direction yung buhay mo, wow.
Siyempre. That. Kahit sa mga small things na we do every day, hindi mo napapansin probably or maybe you do, we actually set objectives. Kahit yung lang, cooking gano'n. Yun yung common example. You want to cook adobo, what is it supposed to taste? Salty, ganyan. Or you want a medyo sweet na adobo. They have to adjust accordingly, right? So, it's important talaga yung goal setting for everything we do.
Okay. Parting words daw for young adults?
Huh?
Parting words? Parting words.
Parting words related sa independence, right? Well, let's try yung pagiging independent. Parting words. So, it's not well, it depends to people if being independent is easy or not. Pero for sure, you'll get something out of it. Kunwari, you're not a person na independent. You're heavily dependent to your family for something, ganyan. Probably it's not advisable to like biglain mo yung sarili mo, independent ka na agad. Pero if you want to change that sa sarili mo, you have to unti-unti try to be independent Kasi independence is not just living away from your family, living alone. We become independent unti-unti ever since we were children. Like, before, kailangan pa tayong hawakan maglakad, pero eventually we learned how to walk on our own. So we shouldn't think na I want to be independent, I have to live away from my family. You can be independent while you're still with your family. So you just need to set ano yung mga gusto mong baguhin sa sarili mo, ganyan. And yeah, it's hard sometimes. That's why you need to communicate then with the people na you are with your family or even with your friends na I want to learn to be independent regarding this matter, like doing something. Kasi probably your friends and your family will help you, ganun. So you have to tell them na I want to try this on my own first.
Yan, diyan nagtatapos ang interview natin with Miss Saina aka Miss Independent sa experience niya while living independently sa Japan for 2 years. Ngayon naman, sasabihin natin yung mga tumatak sa ating isipan after the interview. Well, para sa akin, na-realize ko na homesickness ang pinakamalaki mong kalaban when you're just starting to live independently. Ayun nga, sabi ni ate, 10 PM ka na nakakabalik sa bahay niyo and may ilaw pa, plus may libre ka pang pagalit kung ngayon ka lang makauwi kapag may kasama ka sa bahay niyo. Pero kapag mag-isa ka na lang, walang maghihintay sa'yo, nakapatay ang mga ilaw, walang magpapagalit sa'yo, and overall, empty na lang yung bahay niyo. Para sa akin, parang napakalungkot naman nun, 'di ba? Tapos nakakapanibago pa kasi wala ka na sa bahay na halos 2 dekada mo na ring tinitirahan. So, isa pa yun sa mga isa yun sa mga challenges na haharapin mo. Pero okey lang naman yun kasi for the first 3 months, although medyo ano siya, malungkot, mag-i-improve din naman yun after mo madaos yung first 3 months na yun.
Wow, okay. So, yung sinabi nga ni Jarod na parang ewan ko, nag-focus siya dun sa part na may homesickness and yung malungkot kasi mag-isa sa bahay. Pero sa akin naman, may nasulat ako from earlier na hindi ko matanggal sa isip ko, and yes, nagsusulat ako ng mga nangyayari, dun sa podcast. Actually, sinusulat ko lahat ng mga points na sinasabi. Anyway, ang exciting lang kasi nung sinulat ko, I am stoked. Basta sinabi lang na having your own money tops any kind of allowance. Like, wow. Bilang isang gastador, alam kong hindi dapat ako maghawak ng pera, gano'n. Pero alam mo yon, ang exciting kasi ako na yung magbabayad ng mga bibilhin kong bagay. Na-imagine ko na, walang laman masyado yung ref, pero punong-puno ng ice cream yung freezer, gano'n. Tapos may mikmik, may wala yung mga bagay na kailangan ko pero nandun yung mga gusto ko. Pero, ah, maluho masyado. Pero yung legit kasi, just thinking about having my own space, having the freedom to allocate space for the stuff that I want to do, mga bagay na gusto kong gawin, mga hobby, mga ewan ko, stuff. It's exciting kasi alam mo yun, pakiramdam ko ngayon patay na ako pero parang 'pag naiisip ko yung hobbies ko or the things that I like doing, parang nabubuhay ulit ako when I start thinking about that future. I guess isa rin sa naintindihan ko from this is that we can't force ourselves to do things perfectly on the first try. 'Di natin kayang magbago in just an hour or a day, a week. Hindi ko nga alam kung puwede yun in 1 month. Pero ayun, dapat hindi natin binibigla yung sarili natin when it comes to changing, when it comes to applying skills or learning skills that we may need to live on our own. And hayaan lang nating mag-adjust tayo. We can keep things exciting naman sa life when we're always adjusting. Pero sana, when we're trying to adjust, babaan natin yung stress natin. And I don't know, I think we deserve to have fun. Anyway, shoutout na lang dun sa ibon nila Jarod. Yun lang.
Wow, may pa-special mention pala yung ibon nila Jarod. So, ako, for me naman, sobrang natuwa talaga ako sa episode na 'to. Kasi sobrang chill niya lang na episode. Tas as a person na looking forward to live independently, talagang tinry ko i-absorb as much as I can yung mga experience na shinare ni ate ni Jarod. Tapos, for me, feel ko yung pinakatumatak talaga sa akin, yung nabanggit niya na depende sa place na titirahan mo yung security na mafe-feel mo. Ano, like, di ba nabanggit niya na mas feel niya safe siya nung nagpunta siya sa Japan compared nung nagpunta siya sa QC. So, parang isa siyang malaking factor na kailangan mo talaga isipin, pag-decidean bago ka umalis, bago ka mag-live independently. Ayun. Tapos, nabanggit din sa latter part ng interview natin na parang kailangan, na importante yung kilala mo yung sarili mo, na alam mo yung goals mo or yung mga stuff na gusto mong magbago, lalo na when you start living independently. Tapos, nung narinig ko yun nung una, parang na-pressure ng slight. Kasi parang, oh my God, ang dami ko pang di alam. Madami akong goals, pero like, hindi ko talaga alam paano ko sila gagawin or something. Tapos parang, wala, natakot lang ako slight dun sa part na yon. At the same time, na-excite din ako kasi it's something new to explore. Like, you learn about yourself, you grow as a person, parang ganon. Tapos, ayun, um, ayun din, katulad ng sinabi kanina na adulting is gonna take time, doesn't happen overnight, ganon. Pero overall, dahil sa podcast na to, sana, for me, na-excite talaga ako independently. Sana kayo rin. Wow. So, ayun. Shout out sa Ibon nila Jarod. Siya talaga yung highlight ng podcast namin. Okay.
Hello. Parang yung sinabi ni Perrine, medyo nakahinga ako sa episode na to kasi yung last episode natin, sobrang nakaka-overwhelm. Ang daming tips and lessons about finances. So, ayun. For me, yung na-pick up ko from this episode ay adulting does not happen overnight. And siguro hindi good idea na biglain yung sarili mo sa lahat ng kailangan mong malaman. Wow. Ayun, na-share ko naman kanina yung aking thoughts on this topic and medyo naging mas inspired ako kasi from what ate said, hindi naman siya masyado scary. So, kahit alam ko na marami pa akong kailangan matutunan and malaman before becoming a functioning adult TM, I felt less pressured kasi you're allowed naman to learn things bit by bit. Especially for me kasi fun fact lang, ako lang dito sa aming lima ang hindi pa nag-dorm or Redwood ever sa buong 6 years stay namin sa CLC. Ayun, so medyo scary na exciting. So, ayun, sana graduate kami sa skill na ito and also shout out sa bird nila Jarod na tagabuhat ng aming skill activity.
I felt kind of relieved na hindi mo kailangan maging maalam agad before living alone since sabi nga ng atin ni Jarod, natuto lang siya nung andun na siya mismo and buhay pa naman siya hanggang. So, ox lang na hindi ka masyadong experience ng mga bagay-bagay. And I guess what really stuck to me, kaya nga nung mention mo pa rin, na dapat yung priority mo when finding a place to live is yung safety. Kasi nga, sabi ni ate, mas comfortable siya sa Japan compared to Quezon City. I also felt kind of better nung niramind niya sa atin na since digital age na, mas madali tayong makipag-communicate with our family, since yun yung isa sa mga pinakamalaking reason, personally for me, kung bakit ako natatakot naman sa bahay. So, mas nakahinga ako when I realized na I get to have the benefits of living alone, like having my own space and having peace and quiet while having the option to talk to my family anytime. Shout out kay Twitter, Jarod's Bird.
So, ayun, that concludes our episode for today about living independently. Click the like button and subscribe for more amazing podcasts content. Next episode, we will talk about self-care. Thank you and see you next time. Bye! Shoutout nga rin pala sa ibon namin si Twitter. Woo!
Podbirds na lang, sana hindi ka ininig Cremo. pinapasabi ni Fidel.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you!